Welcome back to Banter with the Boys. Gridiron updates our 10th episode. That was money.
Best one yet.
Roberto,
What's
right
up
next
there,
to me.
Coach?
Yeah, hello. I'm Smelty, or Coach, I guess. Roberto.
Smelty.
What's up, Jake?
Doing good.
That's your name. Yeah, it's Jake. God. Justin also joining us for
Appreciate you.
this episode. We're just gonna leave it there. Not really
That's
any
cryptic. What does that
injuries
mean?
to go over. To my knowledge, is anybody returning? That's big that we know of for any of the playoff teams. I mean, I didn't see a whole lot out there because a lot of people sat, like you mentioned off air.
I mean, the number one guy that I'm trying to think about where he's at is Devontae Adams. You know,
He was a full
I know they
participant
get
at practice today.
So that's
okay.
that's
Real.
one of the biggest ones. Even though they do have they don't have a bye, so they play this week. So
They
yeah,
sure
they're
do.
gonna need him throughout the playoffs to if they're gonna make the Super Bowl. They're gonna need Adams
Yes, but I'm gonna sit him this week.
No.
and lose.
You know
I
what
think
I'm
that's why they sat him the last 2 weeks is
You'd
to
be
get him right,
fired.
get
Yeah.
him ready.
He
You'd
can.
be fired.
Yeah, no,
Nah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, he sat the
wouldn't
last
be
two just to get healthy. Josh Allen's ankle, I think, will be an interesting question mark.
Yep.
I mean, he had a glorified start last week. Don't get me started about that. Just to keep his streak
was
alive.
crazy.
Lame.
Cal's rolling in his grave.
Yeah.
So it's Brett Favre.
Brett Favre's not doing well, I guess. By the way,
Is he not?
Oh, is that in the news?
Parkinson's getting him bad right now, I guess. I saw something today, even that he was like giving up hope type thing. I'm like, oh God. So hope he does better.
Find a cure.
Anyway, sorry, not to bring everybody down.
Yeah, I'm down.
But a little bit of news here. The biggest news probably is all the coaching changes that have already started, and your Ravens being one of them, Jake.
Shocker. I don't think half of the football audience expected this to happen. I think
I did not think it was
How
gonna
do you
happen.
feel? Let's get that out of the bag.
I'm still processing it. I mean, it's been a day
This
now.
morning, then.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in mourning.
Yeah. 5 steps to recovery.
He's gonna get angry tomorrow.
I think Steve Biscotti and Eric DaCosta are going to have to prove that they made. Well, this is Biscotti's decision ultimately at the end of the day, but those two are going to have to prove that this was the right decision to make.
How are they going to do that?
And they're going to have to. Obviously find another coach and that's able to
7 days in a week, Jacob.
I know. They're going to have to find another coach that's able to build a culture that they're going to feel comfortable with having in there for an extended period of time, like they had with Harbaugh.
Defensive minded, you're kind of leaning towards coach.
No, I want a culture coach. Where they came from doesn't really matter that much. Harbaugh was a special
That's where
teams
they're
coach.
going, Cotton Eye Joe.
Where did you come from?
Where did you go?
Where did you come from?
So their defense needed work this year. We saw that they had a lot of struggles.
That D tackle injury really hurt you guys.
It hurt a lot. And then there's just injuries in the secondary all over the place. So it's really more of building or hiring a coach that's going to be able to build a culture.
Mike McCarthy.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Magic Mike, let's go.
McCarthy's not a culture builder. And
Now with
I
that
don't-
attitude, how do you know?
He's got a Super Bowl in 8 divisions in 18
so
years.
I think
He's
that's
all
what
right.
worries me right now as a Ravens fan is I look at the coaching the coaching pool, and I don't see anybody out there that's really going to be a culture builder. So
So you don't have a top candidate in
I
your
don't have
mind
a
right
top.
now.
I don't have a top.
Flores?
Shut up.
I,
He's not going anywhere.
Shut your mouth.
but would
Shut
you take him?
Yes, I would take Flores. I don't think that he would hire Flores because Flores still has that lawsuit against the against the NFL.
So the
And
Vikings are going to lock him down
I would
long-term.
be.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
I don't think an NFL owner wants to hire him right now with that lawsuit still pending. And so that's going to be a knock against him.
Fair.
So I wouldn't say no. I thought he did great in Miami, and then he got the short. He got
was
the,
doing good in
He
Miami.
got the
He was
short
all right.
end of the stick on that because he didn't want Tua, and they did, and they're like, well, it's either Tua or
Nobody
you.
wants to.
And
He was right.
yeah.
Do you think someone from the McVay tree makes sense? I think about, is it Shula, who's their DC right now? Does someone like that make sense? Or a Jesse Minter and what he did with the Wolverines and what he's helping Harbaugh do with the Chargers? Do one of those two names maybe make a little bit more sense and a little bit more under the radar, but still kind of seen as emerging?
The Minter one makes sense because you saw the Harbaugh's bounce assistant coaches back and forth with Mike McDonald, and I think there were a couple of others. Or Chargers current offensive coordinator. I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head. Where all he does is run the ball. Greg Roman.
Oh yeah.
So they share him around. Minter, I think, would make sense. But there's a lot of media news still all around the Michigan program, and coming from that, I don't know if Bisciotti wants to bring that on right now. I think the coach that they're going to end up hiring, we probably have never really heard of too much. Because Harbaugh was an under the radar hiring. Nobody really saw that coming or thought of it. So,
Yeah, or who he was.
Yeah.
He was Jim's brother.
So before you guys got here, and we were waiting ungodly amounts of time for you guys to get here today,
Gave you time to
Justin and
study.
I were having a conversation.
Oh, yeah. Were you?
Yes, we were.
Yeah, well,
And
Rob was waiting for his French dip or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we're gonna give it like 1.5 stars, maybe
From
2.
Arby's, don't get it, man. Yeah.
That's
Daju
$7.
was the
What a
best part.
ripoff.
Daju was the best part.
But you weren't impressed.
No,
Yeah, not going to get it again.
no,
No, not in a pinch.
no.
No. All right. Anyway, what you said is now even more intriguing. Listening to him talk and whatever. Maybe the Commanders were that 7th team that have called when there was only 6 spots open. Because we were talking about how there was only 6 head coaching spots open at the time. Then obviously, 7, but he's not going to go back to the Ravens. But there are 7 teams that had already inquired about Harbaugh. So what's the one team that currently has a coach that would maybe get rid of them for Harbaugh? And he brought up the Commanders, and I don't hate that.
Tampa Bay.
The Bowles was just confirmed today that he's coming back.
So?
But you think that even so,
They could switch to
Redact
Uno
it.
reverse maybe and flip it,
That'd
flip
be
it back.
messed up.
My whole piece around the Commanders is I love Dan Quinn. I think he's a great motivator, but I don't love the positions he put Jaden Daniels in this year and put him in a position to have a almost career-threatening injury with that
towards the end of the
dislocation
year,
when
like,
it didn't
yeah.
matter. It didn't matter, and they threw him in. Like, you can't put your players in that situation. So if anyone really internal looks at that could be a problem, and that could be a cause to make a change. But I could also understand if that's not an area that's being looked at, but it's really intriguing to think about who that 7th team is.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if Quinn leaves, then does Kingsbury stay there?
No, he's gone too.
he got fired.
He's
He's
gone
gone.
too.
So even if he's gone, then is the Commanders not set up for a Harbaugh style team though? Their defense is old. Their offense runs like an RPO style thing. So that
But what's been great about Harbaugh over the years
or
is
he's chameleon, like he just adapts.
he's been willing to adapt. He's just like, okay, we have Joe Flacco. We're going to need to run this kind of style of offense to suit him. And then as soon as that started to wane, we're like, all right, we're putting in Lamar Jackson. Lamar operates under a very completely different style of offense in order for him to be successful. And so he's smart enough as a head coach to be like, all right, we're going to want this kind of offensive coordinator because this is going to suit.
So you guys shouldn't have got rid of him as well.
100%.
He sounds like a great guy. What do we do?
That was my thought. I was like, why are we getting rid of him? Because who are we going to
I'm
replace
with
him
you.
with? And it's just like, Bisciotti and DeCosta's like, prove me wrong right now. And it's gonna take a year or two.
I mean, my take on it is they started the season off 1-5,
And they dug themselves out of one heck of a hole.
Lamar was hurt.
You had a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old chip and chair conversation. Like I
chip and chair.
like I
CNC.
give the coaching job like a thumbs up from
Yeah.
the Ravens. Honestly, as a Viking, I mean, like kind of same thing at KOC. Like I like the coaching thought. We got up to 9-8. You know. Coming off of the beginning of the season, we didn't really know where our QB was, and for the Ravens having their stud, losing the D tackle, like I don't know. And who are you going to replace? Who's going to be better?
That's
the challenge.
Who else is out there that's going to be a better
And
option?
then wants to feature Henry because most offensive-minded
Well, he can
coaches
come to
in the
the
NFL aren't going to do the running back scenario.
I also think through like who could have done better with what he had for most of the season than Jim or John, excuse me.
So.
It's I understand how that idea or thought could come up, but to actually like act on it was really surprising.
Like there were things that I was reading and seeing that were suggestive that Bisciotti wanted to see some change in the coaching staff, and Harbaugh didn't want to do that, which was the reason for the decision to part ways.
I appreciate John more. He's sticking to his guys.
And be like, hey, I mean, if there would be any coordinator changes, maybe Zach Orr, because that was a question mark last year, and they had to bring in an outside party to help him like get up to speed, because last year was his first year as defensive coordinator, and then it was hit and miss this year. But again, injuries change things so much, and you really learn who you are as a coach when your stars and your starters are faced with injuries. Can I plug
adversity,
people
they
in?
call that.
Yeah. Can I plug somebody in, and or coach the team up to be able to succeed? Robert Saleh was really good at this year. He would be an interesting coaching hire because I think he could be a culture builder. He's defensive minded.
Ooh, there's his number one candidate. It finally snuck out.
I don't think it's going to be Saleh. I don't think
it's
I haven't thought about
maybe
Saleh.
next year if the scenario was
right,
and it was Saleh's second year at the 49ers, then I'd maybe think so.
Yeah.
Interesting. Stefanski also out there as well, allegedly interviewing. I think I saw with the Giants.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 that like called him right away.
Stefanski is another interesting firing because he kept the team.
2-time coach of the year?
Yeah, 2
out of
times
6 years.
But coach of the years get fired all the time.
Right.
KOC, you're on the chopping block, son.
Oh.
I hope not. No.
But
Yeah, that one was interesting, but not because there was a lot, whether or not it was founded in truth, there was a lot of speculation around mishandling of personnel around Shador and what you're doing with quarterbacks. And there was a lot of weird talk from the media. You're curious how much of that shapes what some of these owners and GMs decide to do.
his hands were tied so much
By
because
Andrew
of the
Berry, right? Their GM.
Well,
Did the Watson trade?
the Watson trade.
Gave away
So
all
weird.
their picks.
That's
Poverty
Gave up
franchise.
on Mayfield.
That stupid giant contract that they gave to Sean Watson.
Yeah.
Hamstrung him from the beginning.
And he's been there for 5 years. Guess how many games he's played in 5 years?
Like 3.
19. And his first year and his last year, he hasn't played one, So like I'm looking at it like Barry. Like I don't think Kevin was the problem here. I think
Right.
it was management. And he also started looking at franchises that consistently lose. When we should start looking at the owners and be like, maybe you shouldn't own a football team. Maybe you're
Woody
bad at-
Johnson, are you listening?
The Jets, like there's some, like if you want to keep going up, like why do we keep getting these owners off the hook from them being horrible,
Yeah.
decision makers? They're the ones hiring the GMs and the coaching staff, They're just the scapegoats at some point,
Honestly, if you're Stefanski, you kind of dodged a long-term bullet, making it even longer and get a fresh start.
The worst
maybe the
franchise.
Giants, maybe another really good franchise
Find
that
a
you
good
could.
quarterback that you can, or a young quarterback you can mold. Being a quarterback guy.
Yeah.
Do you think McCarthy does return to the NFL this year? Old Michael? To any of the 7 teams?
I don't got many vibes on him. I haven't heard any talk that anyone's really barking up that tree.
He's
His name
interviewing
rumbled.
with one team. I can't remember who off the top of my head. I think his best play is to not return as a head coach and look at a coordinator or an advisor type of role and then kind of see what happens from there. But I think the head coaching right out of the gate is gone with how many other potentials you've got. You've got John, you've got Stefanski, you've got so many other big names that are out
Available.
there. And then you've got names that are emerging. Like I think about the Lions have an under the radar previous quarterback that they're looking at for their OC. You've got some of these up and comers that are starting to come up, and you start to think through. Okay, there's a new age of
Twins pitcher.
coaching that's coming up, and I think that's really important. to like look at. So I think he's got to probably reinvent himself a little bit more than he has. His big play when he went to Dallas was, well, I look at stats now. Well, good job, Mike. Everyone looks at
You're
stats.
like 15 years behind, brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Bill Belichick is getting the wheels kicked too by companies or by organizations, which is crazy.
I don't know how serious it is, but then you also look at college, and I'm blanking on his name, but the head coach of Notre Dame, there was some talk
Freeman?
about
Marcus Freeman?
Freeman. Yeah, there was some talk about him. If Pittsburgh didn't win that game, would there be any thought around them moving on from Tomlin and bringing in Freeman? So you've got so many different components you could look at for a head coach. I think about the Packers DC and who they brought in from Boston College and what he's done, and he's emerged as a head coaching candidate. There's so many different ways we can look at things that I think McCarthy is probably not the option right now.
That's good. No, that's fine. I'm not in love with the guy. I have heard his name rumbling around. Let's see. Myles Garrett does break the single season sack record officially.
What a joke. Did you see that sack? Burrow gave it to
laid
him.
down.
Burrow
Are you
gave-
mad?
Burrow gave it to
Oh,
him.
you sound like a Steelers fan.
I'm just
Jared Allen
salty
had
because
his
the
words,
Ravens
too.
don't have a dominant pass rusher.
Yeah. Since Terrell Suggs.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, that's all I got for news. Not a massive news week. Oh, we were gonna do some draft thing.
Oh.
You got the Kev. There's a.
Oh, look at
there
that.
it is. The
Bam.
draft order
He was ready to go.
came out. Kinda
Kind of. We're
part of it.
Non-playoff team draft order.
Yeah. So
I wonder what the PL stands for. Playoff something.
Well-
Legitimate.
No.
Pretty lost. I don't know.
perfect for the.
Hold on.
Vikes.
Where did you get this? The Ravens.
Oh, AI. No, I already saw some of this.
I was like, the
It was-
Ravens are 14. Not 15.
Well, they messed up the 15 and the 17 too, so I think some of the numbers got skewed there because the Vikings are actually 18 too.
What the
you-
hell is this?
you-
20.
What
Oh
the
my
hell
God!
is this?
I give
And the
up.
Vikings
Throw-
don't have 2 first rounders.
Now they do. As soon as they trade Addison, forward thinking.
Whoa, you're
Oh,
gonna
so
get
you're
a,
forced
you're gonna
out.
get a
I'd like
first
that.
for Addison?
I would hope.
I think you could. 100% you could.
No.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, buddy. What? You don't think so?
No. I don't think Addison's a 1. Or worth a 1.
I think to somebody he's a 1. Like he'd be a 1 on the Panthers.
It depends
over
on where
McMillan.
that.
No.
It depends on where that
Yes.
one is.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
depends on where that one is.
Agreed where that
Yeah,
one was.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's about to get paid from the Vikes anyway, probably.
2 years.
Unless he
right?
gets traded.
3. He'll get a 3.
Well, this is the year you sign him if you sign him or you trade him.
right.
You know,
right.
it's year
Well,
4.
And it doesn't sound
They're
like
going
they
to free
have
up
any
some
interest.
money, right? Like if they don't bring in Smith, if they don't bring him back and he
Yeah, but he only had
retires.
$4 million on the cap. I just looked
Hargraves.
at the cap.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Hargraves probably gonna get cut. Ryan Kelly probably gonna have to retire.
We got some
TJ
bad
Hawkinson, I
numbers.
plan
A lot
on
of
getting
draft stuff,
traded.
yeah.
If you guys,
You
yeah,
know?
the Vikings are in trouble. Yeah, I mean, what do you drop? Hawkinson? Just looking at some names.
Yes.
Hawkinson's
but our,
gone.
Our
Yeah.
dead money is
Way
going
too
to
much money.
absolutely destroy us, though. You know, like Hawk still has $12 million on dead money even when we drop him.
You know who
You
else?
know? So does
You know a
Hargrave,
wide
and-
receiver that's going to get paid? Zay Flowers.
Oh yeah, no.
Is this it for him? Is this where they need to extend him?
Yeah, they're going to have to. Or they might try and do the same thing that they did with Hollywood Brown and just like trade him for a third.
Don't do that.
I don't
He's
think
so
they
good.
should trade him.
I
Yeah,
don't think they should
gotta keep
either.
him.
Yeah.
He
But
was.
do you want to pay him 30?
This is Zay Flowers is the first wide receiver that they've really hit on in the draft. Any other?
I would totally agree. I went through the Ravens draft
like
over the
like
last 10
Bateman's
years.
been
and-
okay,
Injuries.
but yeah,
Bro.
injuries holding it back.
Yeah.
They've never really drafted
did high
wide
receiver
receivers.
high, yeah. A lot of defensive guys, cornerbacks.
Which is why you should probably keep him.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've traded for some good ones that are obviously past the like young
Yep.
age, and where he's at, it's you've got to keep him absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't know what your guys' salary cap looks like for that. And
It's-
what pick do you guys have?
14.
14. Okay.
The biggest salary cap thing is to get Lamar Jackson to renegotiate his contract down to free up some cap space because there's a big chunk.
How
being
often are
held
we
up
going to
there.
see that now going forward? Trying to see quarterbacks negotiate their contract down so you can sign other players around. I feel like that's going to start being common these quarterback, Kyler Murray. You know, these
They're gonna
quarterbacks
have
get
to if they
bigger
wanna keep-
deals. And
Yeah.
then it's just like, now what? You know, or they're gonna have to be
Yeah.
forced to pay them and cut them.
Especially when they get all that upfront money, because all that it's guaranteed. There's a lot of guaranteed base in it now. So like, I don't know.
It's all made up.
Yeah, it's all made up.
all
Monopoly
made
money.
It's all made up.
As long as the checks keep getting deposited.
Right.
Brady did it all the time. Rodgers did it quite a bit in Green Bay and kept kind of like pushing things out and doing guaranteed money. I know Kirk Cousins just had one where he
Mahomes has been doing that. Oh, Rob.
Man, you got that all over you.
Mahomes was doing that ever since he did
Yeah.
his contract.
since his
redid
$500 million contract.
When we were all like, that's absolutely ridiculous. And then as you start looking at it, you're like, oh man, that actually made a lot of sense. And then they're still having him like renegotiate his contract down to free up salary cap space.
Their new stadium will be named after Mahomes. So,
No, just the roof.
Let's close out the old tent talk episode. Roberto, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
Of course,
Coach.
yeah, we got one more.
Yes, I'm
Got one
excited.
more. We got the most important one of the week coming
I know,
up.
this is
Yes,
the
sir.
best
We
one.
got to get after it. Justin, of course, thanks
Appreciate
for being
you
here.
guys.
You got some more exciting football to watch. We get to watch stress free. We get to
That's
stress
right.
out.
Can't wait to
Jake,
stress
thanks
out.
for being here,
Thanks
of
for
course.
having me.
Kev, as always, behind the camera, getting everything done for us.
Beautiful, man.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe wherever you listen to the banner, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. And we will see you in our next episode. Don't forget to check it out, the Wild Card preview and picks episode as we approach as a playoff start this weekend.
It's going to be
Check it out.
wild.
Peace. Bye.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Tune in next time for more Banter with the boys.